Okay, first of all, welcome to the Addison Township Board meeting. Today is June 18th at 6 o'clock. If we could all stand for the pledge, please. And Joel, you're a veteran, so if you would start.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, God, for this great day, for all these blessings you've given to us. Give us wisdom today, and help us go through our week. In Jesus' name, amen.
Stop the rain right after this. Okay, roll call, please.
Yes. Erickson.
Here.
Linda Garrett. Present. Jacob Newby.
Present.
Joel Kane.
Here.
Lori Fisher. Present. Bennett present. Supervisor Pearson.
Here, we're all accounted for. Okay, any announcements?
No.
Any petitions? No. Department reports, as usual, available in my office. Okay, go to the approval of the agenda. What I'd like to do is just move item number 5 up to right after the consent agenda, only because it's fresh in my mind right now. I went to the OCATS meeting, and I'd just like to tell you what happened there. It's still fresh in my mind, so.
I'd like to make a motion to approve the agenda as amended, moving number 5 to follow the consent agenda.
I'll support.
Okay, any questions on that? Could we have roll call on that, please?
Yes. Jacob Newby.
Yes.
Linda Garrett.
Yes.
Erickson.
Yes.
Joel Kane.
Aye.
Lori Fisher.
Yes.
Bennett, yes. Supervisor Pearson.
Yes, okay. Let's see, the consent agenda.
Yes, before the board this evening, May 21st, 2018 minutes. Bills is paid for May. Resolution to accept payments by a financial transaction device. Resolution to waive a penalty associated with not timely filing property tax affidavit. MTA dues and legal defense fund. Addison Oaks Parks firework display on June 29th.
Okay, any questions on that?
I was not here for the May meeting, so I don't know if the minutes are, how does that work?
You may still vote on the minutes. You can actually vote just to make sure that there's no typos in it.
Typos? Okay, I didn't see the typos.
I have a comment about the consent agenda, item F, that any approval should be conditional on the fire department letter because there were conditions in that, the one dated May 30th.
Good job, Linda. Fire department letter. I will send that off with the approval.
Okay. Well, for that reason, I would make a motion to approve the consent agenda as conditioned.
Perfect.
I'll support.
Okay, any questions from anybody? Not hearing any, could we have roll call on that, please?
Joel King.
Aye.
Erickson.
Yes.
Linda Garrett.
Yes.
Jacob Newby.
Yes.
Lori Fisher.
Yes.
Bennett, yes. Supervisor Pearson.
Yes. Okay, we'll move on to, this would be the resolution to exempt and opt out and exclude Addison Township from the RTA millage. First of all, I just wanted to say I was at the OCATS meeting with all the other township supervisors, and this issue came up, and we had county representatives there also. It doesn't look like this is going to be on the agenda for the next election. It looks like it's not going to make it. But the other township supervisors, we all discussed that the townships on the west side of the county all came over and took a tour of our NODA, and our NODA system is extremely successful. And they were very impressed with how we are operating. Part of the issue with this RTA is that now they're, because the first time it didn't pass, now they're stating that they're going to give more money to the local system or whatever. So the other supervisors have started to bind together now in groups like we did here in Addison, Addison, Orion, and Oxford. And that's to kind of combat this RTA that we all want to opt out of it, okay? And so tonight, we do have a resolution on the agenda to opt out of it. Of course, this is only advisory. It doesn't mean anything. As you know, this is an authority. And right now, the Hackle as well as Brooks are not in favor of the wording that's on the actual election. With that being said, I just want to bring everybody up to date that we are trying to figure out ways to tell RTA that we don't want their millage, which is a 1.5, and if we do get it, of course, they're going to say that they're going to give us some money back, but of course, we're not going to get what we put into it. Addison Township alone, you know, this will be over $10 million over the 20-year millage. Some of the other townships, like Oxford and stuff, they're talking $20 million over that. Well, $20 million is not, we'll never get that back. And if we did have that kind of money, we could do an awful lot more than what we could receiving from RTA. So I just wanted to bring everybody up that everybody has seen our operation, and it's extremely successful. And now they're going to try to duplicate this over on the west side as well as the north. So anyways, we'll go on to the resolution here. Like I said, it's the best that we have from the north end of Addison Township to where they're going to provide rides for us is just about 17 miles. So anybody coming from Detroit, as I testified up in Lansing, anybody coming from Detroit would be dropped off right around M59, and then they have to find their own way to get out here to Addison Township, because everybody, like I said, thinks that everybody wants to go to Detroit. My idea is that we need the people from Detroit to come out here and have our businesses flourish. It should be a two-way street if anybody's proposing any of this. So anyways, the 1.5 mil, we're operating NOTA on a 0.25 mil, and the 1.5 mil over 20 years, like I said, was going to take out over $10 million out of Addison Township, which anybody who lives out here, and this was the take on all the other township supervisors in the north end, when people move out to the country, they already know that they have to have a transportation system in place. So they don't move out to the country expecting there to be a bus line to get them to different places. And like I explained, our system is for elderly and people who are disabled, and our people aren't going to walk to downtown Leonard and sit in a bus garage, a little enclosure waiting for a bus to show up. Our people in the rural areas, as well as the other townships, need door-to-door pickup and taking that person to where they need to be, because doctor's appointments, different things like that, schools all have a time schedule. You can't wait for a bus and hope that it shows up. With NOTA, we pretty much have a time schedule where we can pick somebody up and deliver them. So anyways, I just wanted to share that with you, that there is movement and the county was there. And my proposal was that if it got to be county-wide, the county already has a central dispatch system that is state-of-the-art for the whole nation, and they dispatch police and fire. But they have all the facilities there to add more people and to maybe at a later time dispatch all of Oakland County on this kind of a basis. So that was something that they were going to bring back to Brooks and talk about. But anyways, so my thing is as far as this resolution, I don't think I need to read it. Everybody has seen it, right? As far as the resolution, I think it's just another way of us telling RTA that we aren't happy with how they have decided the routes. It's not going to benefit us, and I think it's, as far as I'm concerned, a money grab, and they want all the northern townships to pay for the system, which, as far as I'm concerned, will only benefit those people where the population is. It's not going to benefit us whatsoever. So if anybody have any questions on the...
No, I just think it's ridiculous that we would pay for cars, pay for NOTA, and pay for transit for people that won't have to pay for cars, won't have to pay for NOTA. I mean, it doesn't make any sense.
No, it doesn't. These, I got one question. The different proposals that are being talked about, how far down the road are they? They're definitely before the election, obviously, right, that they're being talked about.
Well,
And is that why it's not, it may not be part of the election, on the ballot?
The actual wording has to be okayed by all of the county executives, okay? And Brooks and Mark Hackle have said that they don't agree with the wording to put it on the ballot
Okay.
right now. This is not acceptable to them because they want to be able to opt out the communities that aren't going to benefit or have an alternate.
Right, let me be more specific then. If the wording gets corrected and it gets on the ballot, all these proposals that really make sense that you just talked about, the system we have, like NOTA, central dispatch system and all that, that's really down the drain then, right?
Well,
Once it gets approved,
Well, they still have to approve the language on the ballot, and Brooks is stating, as you've seen on television, that he's not going to approve any language that doesn't allow communities to opt out, just like the SMART is doing. So at this juncture, unless there's some higher being or whatever that puts it on the ballot with the state, because it is a regional transit authority, and if for some reason they get somebody else to say that the ballot language is proper without their consent, I guess maybe it will go on, but as of right now, they're not agreeing to it. And so we're stepping up to make sure that we provide services through the whole area, the rural townships. So, does anybody else?
Yes, I'd like to just do a comparison for Addison residents. Addison is small, but what our RTA is proposing is a 1.5 mil. What we currently levy for all of Addison Township general operating, including the parks, is 1 mil .0455. So we're operating all of Addison less than the millage for RTA. The other questions that I've not been able to locate, and I don't know if this came up, are there exemptions to the RTA millage, meaning those that are receiving a tax credit? Are they going to be exempt from the millage? And then also, will the DDA capture RTA millage similar to what they're able to do for NOTA? I mean, that's a lot of funds, and I can't find anywhere where that's addressed.
That I don't know.
Yeah, I don't either.
So anyways, before you is the resolution to exempt, opt out, exclude Addison Township from the RTA countywide millage. And like I said, this is just our way of telling them that we're not happy with the system, and we have a system.
Where will this resolution go?
It's going to go to everybody.
At the
It's
very bottom,
at the bottom,
it shows where the clerk is going to forward the approved resolution.
I don't have that on this one.
Second page. That's
Yes,
paragraph.
in terms of benefits, direct the clerk to forward a certified copy of this resolution to our Oakland County Executive L. Brooks Patterson,
Yeah, this is the new-
the elected county commissioner representative, state representative, and to the chair of the counties proposed in the RTA requesting the state and county to allow. So those are the ones.
I see it now. Thank
Okay.
you.
I would like to move the resolution to exempt and opt out and excluded Addison Township from the RTA countywide millage.
Second.
Is there any further discussion? Not hearing, could we have a roll call on that, please?
Jacob Newby.
Yes.
Joe Kane.
Aye.
Linda Garrett.
Yes.
Eric Sant.
yes.
Lori Fisher.
Yes.
Bennett, yes. Supervisor Pearson.
Yes, and the resolution is so moved. Thank you. Now we'll move on to item number 2A. I guess this is all mine now, eh?
All yours.
I gotta read all this stuff.
Sure.
Okay, let me get in focus here. Okay. Number 2A is that is the Special Assessment District for Dorn Drive and Dorn Court. Before you is the proposed SAD, or the Special Assessment District. The township received petitions signed by more than 50% of the record owners based on the tax rolls of Oakland County constituting more than 50% of the total road frontage for the proposed SAD. Request the amount of $250. Oh, I gotta first of all tell you that I'm gonna open this up. $250 per parcel for each of the next 5 years, for winter tax 2018 through winter tax 2022, to cover snow plowing, grading, gravel, chloride, salt spreading, and 5% collection fee for the township. And whereas proper notice of the second and final hearing has been published in the Oxford Leader and mailed by first class mail to each property owner within the proposed SAD. This is where we listen to your concerns. I'd like to open the public hearing at, that'd be 6:15. And if anybody has anything to say about the SAD for Dorn Drive, Dorn Court, please come forward and we'll listen. I'll say it one more time. If anybody would like to speak at the public hearing on the Dorn Drive, Dorn Court, please come forward. Not hearing anything, I'd like to close the meeting at 6:16.
I'd like to move the resolution authorizing the SAD for Dorn Drive and Dorn Court roads in Addison Township.
Second.
Any further discussion? Not hearing any, could we have roll call on that, please?
Jacob Newby.
Yes.
Eric Sant.
Yes.
Linda Garrett.
Yes.
Joe King.
Aye.
Lori Fisher.
Yes.
Bennett, yes. Supervisor Pearson.
Yes. And that passes. Okay, we'll move on to number 2, High Ridge Lane. The Township Board received petitions signed by more than 50% of the record owners based on tax roll of Oakland County constituting more than 50% of the total road frontage for the proposed SAD. Request the amount of $465 per parcel for each of the next 5 years. Winter tax 2018 through winter tax 2022 to cover maintenance, snow plowing, and grading, and a 5% collection fee for the township. Whereas proper notice of the second and final hearing has been published in the Oxford Leader and mailed by first class mail to each property owner within the proposed SAD. Now again, this is where we listen, and I'd like to open up the meeting at, we'll call it 6:17. And if anybody has anything to say, this is a public hearing, please come forward. And once again, if anybody would like to speak on the High Ridge Lane SAD, please come forward. Not hearing anybody, I will close the meeting at 6:18.
I'd like to move the resolution authorizing an SAD for High Ridge Lane, a private road in Addison Township.
Eric supported.
I'll support.
Eric supported. Any discussion? Not hearing anything, roll call on that one, please.
Jacob Newby.
Yes.
Linda Garrett.
Yes.
Eric Sant.
Yes.
Joe King.
Aye.
Lori Fisher.
Yes.
Bennett, yes. Supervisor Pearson.
Yes, and that one passes. Okay, we'll move on to the next one. Lowwood Trail and Cherokee Ridge. The Township Board received petitions signed by more than 50% of the record owners based on the tax rolls of Oakland County constituting more than 50% of the total frontage of the proposed SAD, requesting the amount of $350 per parcel for each of the next 5 years, winter tax 2018 through winter tax 2022, to cover snow plowing removal only on Cherokee Ridge, and to cover road resurfacing, repair, and snow removal on Lowwood Trail, and a 5% collection fee for the township. Whereas proper notice of the second and final hearing has been published in the Oxford Leader and mailed by the first class mail to each property owner within the proposed SAD. This is once again where we listen, and I'd like to open up the hearing at, put this at 6:18. If anybody would like to speak on the public hearing concerning the Lowwood Trail and Cherokee Ridge SAD, please come forward. I'll ask one more time, if you have any concerns on this SAD, please come forward. Not hearing any, I'd like to close the meeting. We'll call it at 6:19. Anybody want to make a proposal?
I'd like to move the resolution authorizing the SAD for Lowwood Trail and Cherokee Ridge private roads in Addison Township.
I'll support.
And we have support. Any questions? Not hearing any, can we have a roll call on that, please?
Yes. Linda Garrett.
Yes.
Joe King.
Aye.
Eric Sant.
Yes.
Jacob Newby.
Yes.
Lori Fisher.
Yes.
Bennett, yes. Supervisor Pearson.
Yes, and that one passes. We'll move on to the last one, which is Markwood Drive and, excuse me, and Markwood Court. Township Board received petitions signed by more than 50% of the record owners based on the tax rolls of Oakland County, constituting more than 50% of the total frontage of the proposed SAD, requesting the amount of $350 per parcel for each of the next 5 years, winter tax 2018 through winter tax 2022, to cover maintenance, snow plowing, and emergency road repair, and a 10% collection fee for the township. Whereas proper notice of the second and final hearing has been published by the auction meter and mailed by first class mail to each property owner within the proposed SAD. Once again, this is where we listen. If anybody'd like to open up the public hearing at, we'll call it 6:19. And if anybody'd like to come up and speak on the Markwood Drive or Markwood Court SAD, please come forward. Once again, if anybody'd like to speak on this SAD, please come forward. Not hearing any, I'd like to close this hearing at 6:20. Anybody like to make a motion to authorize the SAD?
I'll move the resolution authorizing the SAD for Markwood Drive and Markwood Court.
I'll second.
And we have a second. Any further discussion? Not hearing any. We have roll call on that, please.
Linda Garrett.
Yes.
Jacob Newby.
Yes.
Joe King.
Aye.
Eric Sent.
Yes.
Lori Fisher.
Yes.
Bennett, yes. Supervisor Pearson.
Yes, and that passes. Okay, we'll move on to item number 3, Michigan Uniform Video Service Local Franchise Agreement with Comcast. Comcast is requesting approval within our township, okay, along the 32-mile road. Apparently Charter isn't able to or won't provide some services to some of our residents on the north side of 32, and as you know, Comcast provides service to the south of Romeo Road, 32-mile, and Charter has on the north. Whatever we can do to get service to our residents, this is what we'll do, and we're extremely happy that Comcast will come forward and do that. Our residents do deserve it, and we've been trying for a long time, and I'm very happy that Comcast stepped up to the plate and will provide some service if Charter won't. So I thank Comcast for doing that. We do have a representative here, is that correct? Is it Leslie, is that correct? Yes, it is. And if the board has any questions of why Comcast was coming north of 32-mile road, as you know, years ago, I think this was all set up by the state, is that correct? When they did the...
Sorry, what was set up by the state?
Years ago, I think the areas were all set up by the state, if I'm correct. And Charter got all 5 townships on the north end of Oakland County, and that all went up towards Flint area and Bay City area. Everything south of 32-mile road went to Comcast, and that's the difference. But Leslie is the representative for Comcast, and I want to thank you very much for giving our residents that service, because this has been an ongoing battle for a long time for us, and we've tried every which way to get them service, and it sounds like we have a solution now. So does anybody have any questions? And if there was a chance that more of our area was not receiving cable, would you be able to maybe provide that if the township? Yes, come right forward.
Thank you. Okay. Good evening, everybody. First time I'm in lovely Addison Township, so I'm glad to be here.
Thank you.
And I've had the pleasure of speaking with your clerk, Pauline Bennett, several times, which is really good. Excuse me. In answer to your question, Supervisor, as I stated, if there is a portion of the township that's not being served, where you think that there is enough of a density for us to put our plant in and service that area, we'd certainly be willing to look at it. Okay? We just need that to continue as a viable business any place, any area we're in, not just in Addison Township. So, I encourage you, if you do think you have one of those areas that we can definitely look at it. As you stated, right now, it's a limited franchise. That can always be amended going forward. State law makes that a process that is easily done. But for now, that's what we're planning to come in with, and we're looking forward to it.
Okay. Well, you solved one of my big problems, because I get phone calls all the time from that particular area, and we have tried. We have called everybody, and you were just across the street, and it certainly helped us that you would come across to the north side and solve our problem for us. So thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Okay.
I would just like to add that in dealing with Comcast and Leslie, their representative, very easy to work with, very pleasant to work with, and she took the extra steps to actually bring an addendum to this agreement that if we do receive PEG fees from Charter, Comcast will match it. And I do thank you for taking that extra step, and it just truly shows that you do care about the community, so thank you.
Thank you very much. Any questions, anybody? No? Well, thank you. Okay. Well, I'm looking for a motion, first of all, to approve the franchise agreement.
I'd like to make a motion to approve the franchise agreement with Comcast and the addendum dated June 15, 2018.
I'll second.
Any other discussion? Not hearing any. Can we have roll call on that, please?
Yes. Joe King.
Aye.
Linda Garrick.
Yes.
Eric Sant.
Yes.
Jake Murray.
Yes.
Lori Fisher.
Yes.
Bennett, yes. Supervisor Pearson.
Yes. And that passes. Thank you.
And thank you very much.
Thank you. And thank you for coming out,
Hold
too.
me if anybody needs to.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, what are we on to now? We're on to item number 4, fire department. Boy, you guys have a lot of stuff too. Well, first of all, they're going to ask us to waive the purchasing ordinance for all of the items. So we'll go with A, the fire department kitchen modification with visionary cabinetry and design. That's for $16,206 from 204-304-974. I know you guys were redoing the kitchen, and that was put in motion a couple of years ago, and you budgeted for the money. The very first thing, I think we need to ask a few questions. If this is the actual countertop, I think that's what our questions are going to be about. I did notice that, and I'm not quite clear what this is, quartz countertop. Is that, do you know what, is that a granite?
Stone?
Yes, it's stone.
It's a stone. And, the only question I have on that was, is it $9,000 for the granite, or is it the $16,000? That's what I didn't.
It's $9,524 for the countertop, for the whole thing, including the cabinetry and the countertop.
Okay, so the cabinetry is the rest, so it's.
For the total, and we do the install ourselves.
Okay, so.
And we did cut down on the size of the countertop to also save money.
Okay, can I ask you just one more question before, it's not Corian, it's not Formica, but it's actually a quartz, and is there, you have to excuse me, I don't want to say it. Is there a reason that you guys wanted granite or quartz on there versus something cheaper?
We went mostly for durability. With so many different people cooking in the kitchen, we really tear it apart. I know there are things out there that are also durable, but to stay cohesive with what we started with, we'd like to continue with the quartz.
So you already have that on the,
On the island.
On the island there,
Yeah.
so you want to match the island. Well, did you have a question on it, or?
Yeah, I just, having a quartz counter is usually pretty hard to maintain with sealants and things like that. It's twice as expensive as what most people have, so I kind of wondered why you needed it or thought it was better.
Well, I did notice that, you do have an awful lot of people in there, and there's an awful lot of wear and tear on it, and I know that the first kitchen didn't last very long, and I understand that you're trying to make it so it's durable and that we don't have to revisit this 10 years from now and redo it
Yeah.
again. So was that the thinking of that's why it is
Yes.
not for aesthetics, it's actually for the durability?
Exactly. We have between 20 and 25 people in there that utilize the kitchen during trainings, during parties, pancake breakfast, stuff like that. Our previous kitchen just did not hold up. And so we are just looking for durability, sustainability, and cohesiveness with what we got going from 2 years ago.
Do you know what type of countertop the previous one was? Was it the other
It was a
types?
laminate.
It was
How long
Formica.
Pressboard.
Do you remember how long that lasted?
Since 2004 with adjustments. So with
And the course is going to last longer than that.
You know,
Yeah.
I did want to point out that it's quartz, which is a manufactured stone, so it's not granite. It's,
And it does require to be sealed. It's not unlike granite.
and, I agree that's a lot of money, but that's also a huge kitchen counter, so if that was a stone in your kitchen, it would be substantially less. I mean, I don't know how many linear feet that is, but that's,
86 square feet,
Okay.
so
It's a big
probably
kitchen, so-
a big counter.
And this is already installed at the island, this type.
right.
And how's that holding up?
Beautifully. When we had that installed, we talked in depth with the person who brought it in about how to care for it. And it's when we have our cleaning list and how to do things, it's stated in there not to use ammonia, not to use bleach. So we do the best that we can to upkeep it. And it's held up really nicely.
Well, Lori and I put on this nice like right here.
you know what, I bought it and put it on my bathroom countertop, and it's not holding up there. The water just is
Yes.
moving around.
Okay, well, anybody else have any questions on that?
I'd like to make a motion to waive the purchasing ordinance as it's a continuation of an existing supplier.
I'll second that.
Okay, does anybody have any comments on waiving the purchasing ordinance? Because they already started the kitchen the other way, so if not, can we have roll call on that, please?
Lori Fisher.
Yes.
Jacob Newby.
Yes.
Joe King.
Aye.
Linda Garrett.
Yes.
Eric Sant.
Yes.
Bennett, yes. Supervisor Pearson.
Yes. Okay, now we go to the motion to approve the expenditure of the $16,206, which includes the countertop there and the cabinetry. Anybody want to make a motion on that?
I'll make that motion knowing that Jerry really watches every penny we spend, so I'm sure there was reason that he chose that.
I'll second it.
And we have a second. Any further discussion on it? Not hearing, can we have roll call on that, please?
Jacob Newby.
Yes.
Eric Sant.
Yes.
Linda Garrett. Joe King.
Yes.
Lori Fisher.
Yes.
Bennett, yes. Supervisor Pearson.
Yes, and that passes. Okay, move on to item number 2, 4B, purchase power cot for Alpha One with striker for $20,452.96.
Thanks.
Okay, fire chief recommended the purchase of the power cot to aid the fire department in lifting patients, and also it's more comfortable for the patients. Although it's not itemized in the budget this year, he made some other arrangements for funds. I believe you're not buying another ambulance this year, so that there's funding available. And the fire board recommends it. So,
I'll make a motion to waive the purchasing ordinance as there is no benefit to seek bids as it's a demo cot marked down.
Second.
is there any talk on this? Okay, if we have roll call on waiving the purchasing ordinance, please?
Eric Sant.
Yes.
Linda Garrett.
Yes.
Joe King.
Aye.
Jacob Newby.
Yes.
Lori Fisher.
Yes.
Bennett, yes. Supervisor Pearson.
Yes. And that is approved. Okay. Well, so now we need a motion to approve the actual expenditure of $20,452, correct?
correct?
Right.
I'll make a motion to approve the purchase of a power cot for Alpha One by Stryker for $20,452.96, coming out of 304-974-000.
And we have a second?
I'll say.
And we have a second. Any further discussion? Not hearing any. Can we have roll call on that, please?
Linda Garrett.
Yes.
Jacob Newby.
Yes.
Joe King.
Yes.
Eric Sent.
Yes.
Lori Fisher.
Yes.
Bennett, yes. Supervisor Pearson.
Yes. We'll move on to item C, as that one passed. So the next one would be 2 Stair Pro Model 6252 stair chairs from Stryker for $6,504 from 204-304-974. Once again, they, I think, believe you guys got some kind of a grant for this, right?
We did receive a grant
Yes.
as a single source provider due to the size of the chair fitting into our Alpha unit. None of the
Okay.
other ones we demoed could fit. So,
Okay, so once again, the fire board says this is a good thing, and we need to waive the ordinance, as this is just a one model that will fit into yours, right? So it can't be out to bid.
I'd like to move to the purchasing ordinance, as this is in this case, it's a single source provider.
I'll support.
Okay, we have motion support. Any discussion?
What exactly is it?
your chair is a chair with tread that you can take a patient up and down the stairs with minimal amounts of lifting, meaning less damage to you and the patient. So it's just for movability.
If I understand, you're purchasing 2 for that dollar amount, correct?
Yep, one for each ambulance.
And that's the state-of-the-art equipment we're talking about here, too.
The chair we currently have is, we've used them one right after the other on patients, and there's a huge difference.
And this is completely covered, right, by the grant, so,
Completely.
right, so thank you very much for getting the grant. Any other discussion? Are we still on the waiving the ordinance?
Yes.
And we had
We made that motion.
We made that.
Can we have roll call on that, please?
Jacob Newby.
Yes.
Linda Garrett.
Yes.
Joe King.
Aye.
Eric Sent.
Yes.
Lori Fisher.
Yes.
Bennett, yes. Supervisor Pearson.
Yes. Now we'll move on to the motion to actually purchase them for $6,504.
I'd like to make a motion to approve the purchase of 2 Stair Pro Model 6252 stair chairs from Stryker for $6,504 from 204-304-974.
Second.
And we have a second. Any further discussion? Not hearing. Whoever will call on that, please.
Lori Fisher.
Yes.
Eric Sent.
Yes.
Linda Garrett.
Yes.
Joe King.
Aye.
Jacob Newby.
Yes.
Bennett, yes. Supervisor Pearson.
Yes, and that passes. Public forum. Anybody in the public would like to come forward, please come forward. We'll listen. You have anything?
No cookies?
Hold on a minute. I gotta put these out to see who's saying they don't.
No cookies, Angela?
Okay.
We're supposed to give her birthday cake because we missed
Oh,
her birthday.
Okay, we'll close public forum. Addison Township Board reports. Anybody have anything? I'd like to say to Jacob, we have a hazmat coming up. Or
Yeah, No Has collection event this Saturday.
Where?
It's at Oakland University.
And you're going to load up?
I'm gonna load up? Oh no, I don't load it. I just greet people as they come in.
But are you, well, what I mean is that in our dumpster area, we have, people brought in a bunch of stuff that paint cans, different things like that.
Oh.
So we're gonna need, they didn't go down last time when it was the close one at the middle school here, so
Yeah.
now it's gotta be taken down to the farther Oakland University one.
All right. Think
If you
about
open
it.
up the gates there, you'll see all the paint cans that are there. I bet you have a pickup truck, don't you? Okay, I just wanted to mention that to you. And then we do have batteries in here. There's a whole big bag of batteries.
All right.
And so that you can do with the greet and meet down
All right.
there.
That's
And,
good.
After
If you
you
need
drop
some-
all that stuff off.
Yeah, if you need some help, I'll help you load those things up, okay? Okay, thank you. Now, do you have something to say on anything from the boards? Anybody? Anything?
Planning commission's canceled.
Anything from OCTV? Nothing? Nobody? Anything from you, Eric? Nothing?
No comment tonight.
Okay, hold on a minute, I gotta get my other glasses on here. Okay, legal reports, we don't have any. Communications? Any communications? Pauline?
No.
Okay, supervisor report. Well, the only thing I'd like to say is a week ago Saturday, I was out here on Saturday with Ken Freeman. Ken Freeman is one of our residents that has bulldozers, backhoes, and all kinds of equipment, and he's the one that donated all his time to help put the parking lot in on Lake George Road, where he came again. And as you notice, the sledding hill now is all graded. He put topsoil in. He had a couple of his workers come and donate their time, and donated equipment, and then we put the matting on there. He donated all this. I paid for the material, of course, but he donated all the labor and everything to put all this stuff down, and then we seeded everything. And if you look out there, you see that we actually got grass coming up now. So hopefully this winter we'll have a nice sledding hill that has no boulders in it or any obstacles that the kids have to avoid. And we hand raked that all the way down, so there's no stones in it whatsoever. So I wanted to thank him very much. Also, I just wanted to remind everybody the Strawberry Festival is coming up July 21st. And that's just about a month away. So
There's also the Lakeville Boat Parade coming up the first week in July.
there you go. There's another one. See, well, are you on that committee, being that you live across the street from the lake?
No.
Okay.
He's one of the judges.
Always one of the judges.
He's got binoculars.
Yes, that would be on 4th of July. I won't be here, so let me know how that goes, okay? Bird's eye view. Other than that, I have nothing else. I would entertain a motion for adjournment.
Look, can I make a quick comment? In Thursday's CBA meeting, before the meeting, I came walking through the parking lot, and a car pulls up right in front of the Township building. And a couple gets out, and it turns out they moved out of the Township about 4 years ago. He was a fireman, a volunteer fireman. The name escapes me, a tall, thin guy. They moved out of
About
state.
me, huh?
Yeah, exactly. But my point is that they were gone, okay, and they had not, they drove by, they're visiting here again, and they drove by and they were astounded there's no old school anymore. And they were standing there admiring the building. And I just want to say they were really pleased what they saw, the image, the improved image of what we used to have. And I'm sorry, I don't remember the gentleman's name.
Did
but
he have an accent?
A little bit. He's kind of thin.
Glasses,
Yeah.
Tommy.
Yeah. Is that what they moved out, about 4 or 5 years ago?
Yeah, South Carolina or North Carolina.
Yeah, exactly. That's who it is. Okay, but anyways, I think, the rest of the board that was nice to hear. Just, wow, this really looks good, so.
We still get people that come in who have not been in the township, who have been residents for a long time and have not come in to the township for any reason. They had no need to. And when they do come in, all of a sudden, they are really surprised and amazed at the difference. And there are a lot of people in the township that just don't have day-to-day use of the township hall. But when they come in, they do give us compliments. I do have a few repairs up on the front awning as you come in, but Rewald is sending somebody out to fix those and fix them right. So, but those are the only things that we really had issues with. So,
Yeah, I think the landscape looks good.
Motion for adjournment.
I'll make that motion after
I'll second.
I held the meeting.
All those in favor of adjourning, please say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Next meeting is July 16th, 6 o'clock. Thank you.
I tried